Okay, we're here live streaming for Unit 3. 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 Okay, we're here live streaming for Unit 3.
All right, now you're good.
Okay, I think everything is fixed. Hopefully, and we are. That was the old stream.
Yeah, that's still the same stream.
Oh, is it still the same stream?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, goodbye. Finish your homework. Okay, we're here live streaming Unit 3, a few technical difficulties, and we are ready to go. So shoot the questions, and we will get started. And if you can hear my voice and see the screen and the paper, just let me know. You don't have to ask a question. But I would like to know who's out there. Oh, shutdown rule. Sure, absolutely. We will go over the shutdown rule. Thank you. Finally, a question. Okay. Shutdown rule. Okay, so let me go ahead and, hey, Mark. Let me go ahead and draw quantity price. Just going to draw the firm and not the industry. Here we have P. I'll call it PF for firm. If it was PE, I guess that would be fine, but PF is fine. P sub F, F for the firm. Here's Mr. DARP. If you put MR equals D, that's fine. I mean, they're really never looking for average revenue in there, and you already have price right here. So marginal revenue equals demand. And that's going to be key when we start our next unit. The marginal revenue and demand curve are different. So anyway, we have to put in our marginal cost curve. And then we're going to draw average total cost. So we already know that from looking at this, here is our profit maximization point right here. So we maximize profit here. We know also that we are not productively or allocatively efficient. Allocatively efficient would be right, that's our P equals MC. That's right there. And then P does not equal ATC, so we're not productively efficient as well. So anyway, we can tell right here that, and here's Q sub F, that cost is above price, it's above demand, so we would be making a loss. Okay, and that's the only time you would be considering shutting down is if there is a loss in consideration. Now, what we want to make sure that happens is that the AVC curve has to be above the MR curve. Okay, so if we go ahead here, and here's your AVC curve. Okay, well, this will tell us a couple things. Okay, so right here, this amount is fixed cost. Okay, and for the most part, your fixed costs are probably going to be less than your variable costs, but that's when you want to shut down. You want to shut down when AVC, when P is less than AVC, because you want to make sure that as long as your variable costs are less than your fixed costs, then you might want to keep going. But if your fixed costs are greater than your variable costs, then you want to shut down there. But again, 100% P less than AVC, that's your shutdown rule. Okay. I don't get number 9 on the problem set. Well, Emily, there is a video that I put out recently that goes over all the different questions on the problem set. So I don't have the problem set in front of me, but if you could just throw it, maybe somebody out there can help you a little bit too, and I'm here as well. Mark says, I thought you first shutdown, you looked at variable costs, not ATC. That's correct. You do. You look at average variable cost. But ATC, in order even for that to occur, ATC has to be above price as well. And are we supposed to skip number 8 on the problem set? I don't. Let me see if I can find that problem set. I'll have to think about if I'm pretty sure I sent that out in Canvas, so I can take a look. Actually, I have it on my drive, so I might be able to help some people here. Okay, give me a second. Ah, I see. I'm in the wrong drive. Okay. Let me head over to the correct drive. There we go. Let me see. Okay, so let me find these items first. Oops. All right, Unit 3. All right, here we go. Unit 3. All right, Emily, you ready out there? Emily's asking about number 9. The one... Okay, there should not be a number 9. I deleted that. So So here are the questions. Let me just go. Number 5 is draw a short run diagram. Number 6 is refer to the graph provided. And actually on number 5, the diagram's already there for you. Number 7 is Kim's Apparel Shop. Number 8 is Corey's Surfboard. There is no number 9. Okay? So just letting you know there. But Mamuna, no, if the last one is Corey's Surfboard, go ahead and do that one. You just fill that in there. Katie says, will monopolistic competition, oligopoly, monopoly be on the test or only perfect competition? Because we have not even looked at those 3 from imperfect competition. So no worries, can't have it on the test. Not going to have any trick questions, even though we did start looking at the basic structures. Brian, I am going to send you the problem set. I'm going to share this with you via, let me say that you can view it. So I'm going to send this through Google Drive. And Brian, also, I had printed out copies for you, but you were out sick, so I couldn't get it to you. But anyway, I'm sharing that with you right now. Okay. Let's see. Can I go over how firms go from the short run to the long run? Okay. Let me actually go to that. Apple's being an inferior good. I don't, you know what? Don't do the apples problem. Don't do the apples problem at all, Emily. And if I messed up, then it's all right. But don't do the, oh, that must have been, I don't know. I don't know what that was. Number 8, apples being an inferior good. I don't know. That's a good question. So, Theo, I'm a little confused. 3 different types of MC. I only know one type of marginal cost, and that's marginal cost, unless you're asking me to go over economies of scale. Okay. Mamuna, I will go over how firms go from short run to long run. Okay. So, real quickly, here is, so we're going to go short run to long run. Okay. So here's supply, here's demand. We haven't seen them in a little while. We want to label all our graphs. We have the markets right here. So it's P sub M and Q sub M. So that the F sub M just means market. And then with P, let's say we've got PF, go across there. Remember, you want your line to go across like that. Okay, so a lot of you on Friday were like, you started here, and then you continued your line up here or down here. So we don't want to do that. Here's marginal cost, and let's go ahead. Let's say that we're going to go short run to long run. So let's go ahead with ATC there. So we're making a profit, and what's going to happen here is, let me just point out, this shows a profit. MR equals MC right here, okay? Our profit area is right here, okay? MR equals D right there. So what happens here, since there's a profit, the sharks come in, more firms enter, we go PM1, we're going to go right here, MR everything gets a label. You have to remember that. Every curve, every line, everything gets a label. So what happens when supply shifts because more firms come in, then we're going to, that market price is going to set right here, and then we're in the long run. So in long run. And remember, in the long run, we have an economic profit of 0, which equals a normal profit. Okay? So that's short run to long run. Okay? Emily, we will help you with Corey's surfboard in a momento. And if you have any specific questions, throw them out there. We're good with that. Okay, so the bottom of this, and you guys are asking great questions. I can't say anything more, but it's good that you're on here. We're talking. You're asking good questions. So first of all, let's go over the economies of scale. We've got price. We've got quantity. And let's say, for instance, this is actually, let's talk about, this could be the G corporation. Okay, the G corporation. I heard it's a really, really great corporation. They're doing great things. You know, just the smartest people working for the G corporation. I hope you like that. Anyway, so we start off with this corporation, and you know, whatever they're making, we've got to call that ATC1. Okay. And they're making one of something. Now, when you make one of something, oh yeah, always a shout out for the boys. Costs are going to be a little high. There's really no specialization. As we make more, we might get into some specialization. It costs a little bit less. Maybe we're making 10. And then we get to here. We're really specializing. A lot of mass production here. Costs are going down. Okay? So what we call this, when costs go down and we're building up our factories, this is economies of scale, or increasing economies of scale. Okay? Now there comes to a point where there's only so much that we can lower our costs. So if we continue to add firms, more factories actually, it's more ATC. So we want to hit the lowest part of the ATC. This is actually called constant returns to scale. And then eventually the corporation is going to get so big that their average total cost goes up as we produce more, and that's called diseconomies. And there are lots of corporations out there that they expand way too much and too fast, and their costs are, you know, they're not constant. It's just they're expanding way too much. Okay. Let's see what else. Emily, what specific questions do you have on Corey's surfboard? Yes, like GM. Sure. Is the problem set graded? Well, of course it is. Of course. Can we go over the do now we did in class on implicit and costs and explicit costs? Yes, we can. Let me take a look here. Actually, I don't have that sheet with me. But you have to remember that the basics of accounting versus econ profit. And I did want to go over that. I just didn't bring my key home with me and so on. So accounting versus economic profit. So you have to remember total revenue minus explicit costs equals accounting profit. Total revenue minus total costs equals econ profit. And the total costs, you're going to see explicit and implicit costs. Okay? How come some corporations that are really big have lower costs? They sell a lot. I guess the key is really not with revenue, but they can just, part of it, especially with Walmart, they can keep their costs low. They do such a good job at dictating how much the cost of the product is from suppliers, so they can really keep their prices low. Amazon, not everything from Amazon is cheap. I think with Amazon, they have a lot. Their prices tend to be good, very good. With Amazon, they have a very low profit margin. So I think one of their big things with costs is keeping their delivery costs down. That's important. But then again, Amazon has the subscription. Walmart does not. And right now it is a big, between Walmart, Target, and Amazon, I mean, you can't say Amazon's going to be the lowest. You have to really compare the prices. Okay. Let's see. Gabe said damn. And Emily wants to know about letter B. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, we did this. So let's think about this. So if variable costs go up, do total costs go up? The answer would be yes. Okay. If variable costs go up, does average fixed costs go up? No. If variable cost goes up, does average variable costs go up? Yes. And then average total costs would go up. And always, if variable costs go up because they change, marginal cost is affected as well. Okay? So there was a PowerPoint that we did. We looked at if variable costs change, then certain cost curves change. Now, if fixed costs change, variable costs do not change, but total costs do change, average fixed costs change, and average total costs change as well. So I hope that helps as well. Do investments count as explicit or implicit costs? Yes. Well, yes and no. I don't want to say yes, but there were two, as I recall with the problem, one of them counted as explicit and the other one counted as implicit. And here's the deal, is I think the investment was $400,000. And it had to do with if they borrowed money at, I can't remember the percentage. Let's say they borrowed money, they had to borrow money, okay? So they borrowed money at 10%, the interest on that money, that would be $40,000. So that would be explicit. Now there was another one that said he could also have loaned it out. And the key thing here is he talked about could have. When you see that, that's opportunity cost. So that would be $40,000 of implicit, because if he would have done that, that would have been an implicit cost. Okay. So I hope that helped you. There won't be a question on that on the test, but that some of that language in there we had to take a look and see. When you see should have or he could have, things like that, that's going to be implicit costs. And Emily, I hope that helped with that one question. Gabe, you're not getting any love out there. Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, that's one of the big things is just, going back and reading the question. Okay, very good. Glad it helped as well. And remember, my goal with the problem sets is not to torture you. I'm here to help, and I want you to be able to understand what's going on as well. Okay, so we're 25 minutes in, and I want to see if anybody else has any other questions. There's 18 of you out there. That's pretty good. Yes, per unit is an average. Yeah, because if we go up to the ATC curve, that'll tell us per unit, and if we multiply those two, it gives us total as well. Long run to long run and short run to long run. Well, I did go over short run to long run. And let me just show right here. I'll go over that one more time again. So let's see. Long run to long run. So Logan, what we did, we started off right here. Here's our in black right here. So, and we're making a profit. Okay. Since there's a profit, the sharks come in. Hold on, let me see. Sharks. Is that a good shark? Hold on. Let me see if I can draw a shark. Hold on. Drawing the shark. Is that a good shark? Anyway, so the sharks come in, and what they do, because the sharks come in, there's more sellers. It's going to shift the market curve, more sellers, okay, shift supply to the right, and then what happens here is that we're going to have a new market price that also puts this firm in the long run. Okay, thank you, Brian. All right, so in order for us to go back to this, now we're in the long run, and what we've seen here in the short run, I'm sorry, in the long run now, we've seen that quantity has increased and price has decreased. Okay, and that's in the market. So now that price has decreased, chances are, well, what happens? Now, demand for the good is probably going to go up. So now, demand's here. Demand will shift to the right. And now, we are back here. Okay, long run, we could go back into actually the short run. But actually, Logan, your question going back there is long run to long run. Okay, so we'd have to start off at long run. I'd have to do a whole thing on that. So just hang in there 1 second. A price taker. Okay. Perfect competition and monopolistic competition, for the most part, are price takers. What does that mean? They take the price that the market sets. As opposed to like a monopoly or an oligopoly, they are price makers. They make the price. Okay? So that's your price taker. And if I didn't give you a good enough definition, I'm sure Investopedia is real good as well. How does profit maximization change going from short run to long run? Mark. So what you have to do is just every time that happens, now I didn't mark the second time, I didn't mark the second time that, so MR equals MC. Let me see, here's MR right here. So what that would have done was to, when we went to the long run, what that did, it decreased the quantity here for the firm. So you just want to set up a new MR equals MC. Okay? Can we do a profit maximizing example that includes a chart rather than graph? That's a good question. If I can dig one up, that's the big question. If I could dig one up, I don't know whether I have one. Is that sort of like the Kim's Apparel Shop? Is that what you want to do? I can see if I can dig one up real quick. Okay. I'm not sure what module that's in, profit maximization. It's probably in the 50s. Okay, 53, profit maximization. Okay, let me see if I can find something here. And I would just have to print that out and we can work on that together. And I got to make sure it's a question that's not on the test too. Let me see, anything with a table. Okay, I think I have, all right, I think I have something here. And I don't think it's on the test, so I can print this out. So this is page 10. Logan, are you still looking for the long run to the long run? Okay, so here is, actually, you know what? That's not going to work. Let me print that again. Yes, okay. Okay. All right, here we go. So, and I hope this helps. Here is a question. All right, so we got total revenue and total cost. So the first question, at what level of output is marginal revenue equal to marginal cost for the seller? So you have a couple questions on this, on your problem set. What I would do is you're going to set up marginal revenue and you're going to set up marginal cost. This is pretty easy. So marginal revenue, we're looking at 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5. Well, obviously, that's all going to be 5 because it's perfectly elastic marginal revenue curve. In terms of marginal cost, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if we want to find the profit maximizing level of output, do we produce here? Yes, 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 yes. No, because marginal cost is greater than that. So we're going to, actually our output should be 5. So you would circle D. How much profit will the firm earn? Anybody want to throw out an answer here? First one gets a Cal stamp. There we go. Katie with a 0. Good job. Yes, 0, because $25 equals $25. Cost and revenue. And, Logan. No, you're late to the party. Mamuna, sorry. But Mamuna actually gets a stamp for replying earlier on our next topic. Suppose that total cost increased by 1 at all levels of output. Okay, so if we go to 11, 12, 14, 17, 21, 26, and 32, what is our new profit maximizing level of output? So a lot of things are going to change here. 1 stays the same, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. However, okay, we're going to look at things. Costs went up a little bit. So now our correct answer, we're still producing our MR equals MC at 5 because it's marginal. And then now total revenue is a -1 because costs are greater than that. So we would circle B right there. Okay, Amuna, hopefully that helped with the chart, but that's a very good question. I'm glad I could print that out for you. Okay, all right, let's go to long run to long run. Yes, Mark, it is 0. That was fantastic. Okay, let me see what else we have here. Let me see if I can find a... I'm trying to find a long run to long run here, just real quick. Can the profit maximizing profit ever be a decimal? Profit maximizing... Can the profit maximizing profit ever on problem set 3? I'm not... Let's see if I had it correctly there. Oh, the can the profit maximizing quantity ever be a decimal? And I shut that. Let me see if I can open that up again. Question 3, you said? Is that for Tommy's Belt Company? And Katie's right, it's the closest one before going over. Now you're asking for number 4. Oh, that's Amanda. I'm sorry, I saw the... Oh. Yeah, yeah, I agree with Katie. It's the closest one before going over. So... And Amanda says, is the profit maximizing level of output at 0, number 4, the problem set? Is that question... There's an AB and an ABC. Is that one of those? The profit maximizing quantity for number 4, for problem 4, should be the quantity of 4. Okay, yeah, your answer, it should be 4. Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to have a profit maximizing level of output of 0. It's going to be 4. Do you think marginal cost, if you're making 4 bushels of potatoes and your marginal cost is 12, your price is 14. Hold on, let me see this for a second. Right, because if you go to 5 bushels of potatoes, your cost is 16 and your price is 14, so you've gone over. So you don't want to go any more than 4 quantity. Okay, so about this long run to long run. Okay. So let's go back to long run. And give me 1 second, everybody. So I can go over long run to long run. All right, calm down, Logan. Relax. Okay, so let's go to long run to long run. Here we go. And that's often long run to long run. Now, a couple things that I want to talk to you guys about when you see constant cost industry and then you see increasing cost industry. So a constant cost industry is when demand goes up, but production costs stay the same. Increasing costs is when demand goes up and then production costs go up. Okay? Okay, so let's start with long run to long run. Okay, so here we go. Start here. Price, quantity, price, quantity. Supply, demand, price market, quantity market, price firm, marginal cost, MR equal D, and we're at quantity for the firm. So what happens here is we've got our AT, and for us to be in the long run, got our ATC right here, okay? Normal profit of 0. Okay, long run, we're going to go long run to long run. So what happens here, okay, let's just say demand increases. Okay, so demand goes up, all right, and then what happens? Price goes up as well, and then here's MR equals D, okay? We can call that PM1. So what happens here, now we are in the short run making a profit. Okay, so there's a profit, and I'll show you exactly where that is. It's not the best right there, but anyway. So we're going to go right here. And now we've got a new MR equals MC. All this is profit right here. Okay? All that's profit. We're in the short run. Okay? Now that firms see the profit, guess who comes in? Come on. We've got profit. Do you need me to draw the big fish? Here comes, hold on, I can draw a better fish. Here we go. The Sharks. Thank you. So this Brian must be feeling better. I can tell already. So the Sharks come in, and what happens is now which curve will shift in the market? Yes, market and industry is the same thing. So this is the mark and industry, and that's the firm. So anyway, what happens here is that since they're making a profit, now we have more firms are going to come in. And then what happens? We go back down to the $15, and we're back in the long run. Okay? So basically, it's up, and then it's back down. So demand made it go up. We had a profit. Supply went up, went down, back to the long run. Okay? It's just thinking. It's the logical thinking here of what's happening. Okay? All right, we're 50 minutes in. Let's take a look to see if there are any other questions. Isn't the graph on the right? Short run, though. Well, when ATC is touching MR, that's the long run. When price went up, it went into the short run. So anytime we're in the short run, we either have a profit or loss. If we're in the long run, we have an economic profit of 0, which means that the revenue can cover all of the accounting and econ costs, which include opportunity costs too. Any other questions before we've been going about an hour? Lots of good questions, ladies and gentlemen. Ten more school days until break. It's a good thing. Any other questions? Any other questions? The link to the review game. You can go on, if you want to look at vocabulary, whoops, reviewecon.com. It is fantastic. Believe me. Problem set. Let's see. Problem set. Let's take a look. All right, so Gabe's got a quick question. Oh, no. Julian. That is not Julian. I don't believe he's here. Is it true? Julian, are you hanging out with Shashank down at Virginia Tech? That's what I want to know. Lucky me. All right, let's see. Gabe's question is... oh, number 7 on the problem set. I would say like a 6 or a 7. Julian, how did you get this link? Unless you subscribe to the live feed, so I guess you could. Okay, let's see. Danny, maybe just go into reviewecon.com and just take a look at stuff for Perfect Competition. They've got a lot of good questions in there, multiple choice, graphing, things like that, graphing examples you can graph, stuff like that. It's got overviews of things. Julian did not graduate. He actually failed, and he's in a special program at Virginia Tech. Still getting his degree. Gabe, that's number 7, Kim's Apparel Shop. Okay. Hold on, I gotta look at Gabe's question. Oh, okay. Yeah, basically this, Gabe, I think, here it's, there is no implicit, so all you're doing is putting in the explicit costs here. So that's, even though they said economic and there's no implicit cost, just include the explicit costs. It's a pretty easy problem. So, Brian, you're looking for stuff? Let's see if should we help Brian? That's the question. Should we help Brian? I don't know. Brian, what do you need? Like everything? Oh, boy. I think you guys will do quite well. Yeah, perfect competition's a lot of agriculture. Milk, dairy, wheat, things like that. I want to see if I have a... Brian, what I would do, I would go in Clifford, and I had sent out a just an overview of everything. So you might want to take a look at that. Let me see if there's something else. I might be able to help you out here. Mr. Dark. Yes. Somehow, Brian, I cannot share this with you. I don't know why, but it's not working. So I can probably share it with you tomorrow. I know you won't be ready for the test. So, okay, are there any other questions before we wrap it up? We've been going for about an hour, ladies and gentlemen. I think you've all asked fantastic questions. Some of you have gotten some good points here. And if there are no other questions, I am going to sign out. I think we had about a quarter of the class watching and all that stuff. We have the usual suspects always here, which is good. So if there are no further questions, I'm going to sign out. We'll see you tomorrow. I think everybody will do really, really well because we have some really smart people. No, you cannot FaceTime me. Hey, Beav, what's up? No, I'm not FaceTiming. No. Inappropriate. No, no, and no. So, anyway. All right. Have a good one, everyone. And I am going to stop streaming. See ya. You're welcome. Bye.